It's literally only a matter of time. Shoot. Before a child comes. I'm so sorry that all of my videos are late. I have last week's weigh-in video and I have this week's weigh-in video. Hi, baby. And this one just found me. So I will get to the numbers really quick. Can you hear that? Poor baby. We've had 2 cases of croup and 2 cases of strep throat over here. So I still have 2 sick little girls. And it has occupied every second of my life for the last couple weeks. But yeah, so last week I had lost like 1.6 or like 1.8 pounds. It was basically nothing. Oh, there's another one coughing. Oh, baby, come here. They're all so sick. And then the next week I lost like 5.2. So just because I had like a little loss, then the next week I totally had like a big loss. And that is just how the journey of weight loss goes. It does not go like this. It's like, so don't give up. Okay, I gotta go take care of all my little sick babies. Well, let's just try to finish this little video up now that I'm all alone in the minivan. This is just how it's gonna have to be. So let's talk about my 2 weigh-ins really quickly, because I had some very, I don't know, some good things that I learned. So the week that I only lost 1.6 pounds, I was pretty good about being compliant, but it was my birthday week and I did go out for sushi, and my plan was to just eat the crab and the salmon and the avocado. But once I got there, I saw the sushi and then I ate a piece of the sushi. And, oh my gosh. To say that it was like the most delicious thing ever would be an understatement. So I had a bite of my sushi roll. I had ordered 2 rolls and I had 1 piece from one roll and 1 piece from the other roll. And I got so full so fast. Could not eat anymore. And then my husband, he hates sushi. And so we went to Cold Stone afterwards. And I was like, I'm not touching any of that with a 10-foot pole. He's like, I just feel so bad. It's your birthday. Just have like a pinhead of a lick. And I'm like, I will take the teeniest amount of ice cream to put on my tongue, and it left the nastiest taste in my mouth ever. So not interested in sugar, but I have been craving salmon, crab, and shrimp since I started eating like meat again. That's all I want. Luckily, because I had a subscription to Butcher Box. Right now it's on pause. I had ordered like so much sockeye salmon. Oh my gosh, and it is so good. I just cook it. I dry it with a paper towel. If you don't know how to cook salmon, I found a recipe online for like perfect pan-seared salmon, and gosh darn it, if that recipe is not the best, I made it today. You just melt some butter in a pan, and then you put lots of salt on your salmon, and then you fry it for like 5 minutes, skin side up, and then you flip it, cook it for like 2 or 3 minutes, and then you let it rest for 5 minutes so it like finishes cooking and it flakes. And it is so dang good. It is the greatest thing that I'm eating right now. So I'm having salmon. So that week I started walking at night, and I walked, I think, just about every night. So aside from my birthday, I was compliant. So it's just interesting that I lost 1.6 pounds, and I didn't really expect to lose like a ton because I weigh myself every day, and my weight just like stuck. It was just the same weight day after day after day. So I was really happy to even see a loss. And so the next week I was like, okay, Stephanie, you've been struggling with eating only once a day. That was the only thing that I wasn't being compliant on, is my surgeon just wants me to fast and then just eat once a day. But that's been hard for me because usually I can only eat like half of a scrambled egg with a little bit of cheese, or like half a cup of cottage cheese, or like half of an avocado. But now that I can have meat, for some reason I can eat more salmon and shrimp. Shrimp is a little bit hard. Shrimp fills me up really, really quickly, but salmon, I feel like I can eat a good amount of salmon. So that's nice. And that last week, I was like, man, I only lost 1.6 pounds. What else can I do? And so I did the fasting, and I made sure to walk anywhere from 30 minutes to like one night, because we were trick-or-treating all over the neighborhoods. It was like over 2 hours that we were walking. So I was walking a lot, and I was really good about eating just once a day. But it's freaking hard. I tell you what, I have to hydrate in the middle of the night to not wake up feeling like I have an empty stomach. So it's hard. So one thing that I have found that has helped is if I have some warm herbal tea, which I gotta remind myself to get some while I'm out tonight. Some warm herbal tea, and then I had met up with a friend at a coffee shop. I was trying to think about how to describe this. I'm like, it doesn't matter why we met up. Who this friend is. We met up at a coffee shop, and I ordered a plain almond milk steamer with sugar-free hazelnut, and it was so good. I wish I had like a milk frother or the ability to make my own steamers, because this lady is not gonna go pay like $4.99 for a 20-ounce steamer. But I just feel like my hydration is, I just feel like I'm always chasing it, and that is me drinking 3 liters of fluid. I have 2 full liters throughout the day, and then I always have about another half at night, and then I have another half in the morning. So that's 3 liters. So that's 3 liters, because I have half at, like, I'll have a half in the morning, drink my 2, and I'll have another half at night. And I just feel like it's not enough. So, it's just, yeah, it's hard. So the reason that I wanted to talk about what I ate on my birthday versus what I did the next week, and why I lost 5.2 pounds one week, and I think it was 1.6 pounds the previous week. I don't know this for sure. So this is just me sort of like hypothesizing. And this came after I listened to my surgeon's podcast. If you are not listening to my surgeon's podcast and you'd like to know more about why he has such a strict program, it is because he himself believes that there is not another bariatric program that implements all of the steps that he tells his patients to implement. And from what I have seen, I think he's right. I have not come across a program that's exactly the same. A few that are kind of similar, but his program is very specific. So he talks about the brain, and people that struggle with obesity they're neurologically wired in such a way that they enjoy food more, they taste it more, they like it more, and for some reason, any food that has been processed, like, messes with brains of overweight people, and so do carbohydrates. Oh my gosh, nobody wants to hear this truth, do they? I certainly didn't want to hear that the first time that I met my surgeon. I'm like, ugh, here we go again. Somebody who's like totally into the keto diet, and they're gonna try to make me like give up all my favorite foods. Well, now looking on the other side, I'm like, yeah, it's totally true. Plus he has the data to back it up. So as you guys know, the main reason that I wanted the surgery was for the neurological benefits, not just the restriction. The restriction to me is just like a bonus to help keep me honest with my portion sizes. But this is all about rewiring my brain. So he was talking about how his patients who are very successful and lose more than they think they're going to lose are the ones who really buy into his steps of going to bed early without screens. So I've been reading books at night, getting up early, which I've been on that routine for a while now. So go to bed early, get up early, do deep breathing, either at night or in the morning, and try to meditate, even if it's just for a few minutes. And then say positive affirmations and what he calls a personal power statement, like, I am this is, I'm going to accomplish this. And so I've been telling myself, I lose weight easily. I am worthy to achieve all of my goals, just like things like that. But when I do go to eat, after I hydrate, because he talks all about how hydration is more important than calories, even more than protein, he has me chew 20 to 30 times and then put the fork down, kind of like close your eyes and check in with yourself and take a break for 2 minutes. Okay, I thought 1 minute was hard. 2 minutes just sitting there, that's hard. That's hard to just sit there because you just want to like eat, right? So he was saying that his patients that follow this protocol lose more weight than they even think they're going to lose. But he has some patients who maybe aren't as successful. And he says that it's just like one of those train tracks where there's like a lever and it's, you know, the train's going this way, you pull the lever and then it like switches the track to this way. And he said our brains, he's like, it happens like that, where our brains switch from fat burning mode when it's deprived of carbs, when it's deprived of carbs and processed foods, and it's hydrated. And he said, but if you start eating processed foods, you start eating carbs, or you don't hydrate enough, there's a switch that goes off in the brain. And even if you're eating low carb but you're dehydrated, your body will convert the glucose into fructose. And why is that important? Well, it's because fructose is fat storage mode. He talks about how the bears, when they go to hibernate, you know, they're eating berries, and he's like, the body, it's the fructose puts the body into fat storage mode. But when you're dehydrated, I'm sorry, I'm driving. So when your body gets dehydrated, no matter what else is going on, even if you're eating low carb, when it's dehydrated, then your body takes the glucose, which, without getting too scientific about gluconeogenesis, even if you're not eating glucose, your liver can produce it through a special process called gluconeogenesis. And I'm probably messing up something because I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I have heard this for years because I had gestational diabetes with all 3 pregnancies. So it's like, I might not know the right verbiage, but like I know the process. Anyway, so then your body goes into fat storage mode. So that's why hydration is his number one. Avoiding processed foods and carbohydrates is also up there in a priority. And the sleep, he says, is more important than exercise, because when people stay up late, it messes with their brain and it spikes their appetite. Well, I can tell you, this week with my kids being so sick, and I've had to take my kids multiple times in the night out on the porch because their croup is so bad. Neither one of my daughters has ever had croup. My son has had it a few times. And it's scary when you hear your kid like wheezing and they can't breathe. So I've been taking them outside for like 15-20 minutes. This morning I was up at 3:30. I didn't get the opportunity to go back to bed. So I'm tired. And you want to know what I want to do? I want to snack. I want to eat. I'm hydrated, but it's what happens to your brain when you start getting tired or when you start getting thirsty. Like, stuff happens and you start having these bad habits come back even after surgery. Like, okay, so I eat once a day. I'm eating maybe like 400 calories if I have like butter with my salmon. But I could walk by and have a Baby Bell cheese or a handful of cheese, cubed cheese or something. And even though I don't have that much room in my stomach, if I do that 4 or 5 times, that's an extra 400 or 500 calories. I mean, that affects your deficit. So it's been a lot of learning. I think that even just having that sushi just flipped that switch in my brain, because there was rice on it and it was fried. Even though I only had 2 pieces, I just have this theory that that is what happened to me. Now, I could be wrong, because my surgeon and the NP that I see, the surgeon is a man, the NP is a woman. So I meet with both of them, and the NP is like, your journey is not going to be just, you know, you're going to lose the same amount every week. You're going to have a plateau and then a drop, a plateau, then a drop. So I don't know, I might be overanalyzing, but after listening to my surgeon's podcast, which again is called Brain Over Belly, it's just amazing how different this experience has been after, you know, trying so hard to lose weight, following like Weight Watchers or, you know, calorie counting, which, I mean, we all do whatever we have to do to try to lose weight. I am not shaming anybody who does those things. For me, it got to the point where I needed to have surgery if I wanted to be successful. I just knew that there was not going to be any other way. It was too big of a fight. It was too big of a battle, especially with having Hashimoto's and being overly chronically stressed and tired and all of the above. So anyway, I know that this is kind of a long video, but hopefully it was a little bit educational. You can see like the light because my light's on. Anyway, I'm so excited to be out of my house. I love my children, but I have been sitting with my children on my lap for so many hours a day because they will not leave my side, that my hip flexor is so locked up. I might have to go see a chiropractor or a massage therapist or something. I mean, luckily I've dealt with this and I have stretches, but it's gonna be a while. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even walk because I've just been sitting there holding children. So anyway, I don't know if somebody was honking at me. Hopefully not. I don't think I broke a law, but you never know. Hopefully that wasn't me. Okay. Anyway, love you guys all so much. Please subscribe if you haven't. I plan to continue to document this very exciting and challenging and eye-opening journey of losing weight. And since I started my pre-op diet, I have hit 52 pounds. Oh my gosh. I haven't even shared like my numbers. That's not even the heaviest that I weighed. Oh my gosh, like throw on another 10 pounds from my very, very heaviest. I'm almost, honestly, I am 8 pounds away from the lowest that I ever got when I was here on YouTube doing Weight Watchers Points Plus, when I eliminated wheat, eating high fat, low carb. Then I got pregnant. I'm 8 pounds away from that. And that's been over 5 years ago. That's been like 6 years ago, because my daughter will be 5 this December. And so I was that weight when I got pregnant with her. Isn't that crazy? This is so far the lightest I have been in 6 years. I can get my wedding ring on. Can you see that? It's not all the way to the bottom. But I haven't been able to wear my wedding ring for 6 years. Isn't that sad? My wedding ring is gorgeous. But I can't show right now because I'm driving. Okay, have a great rest of your day, guys. I'll catch you up next week, and hopefully it won't be like 2 weeks of videos in a row. Okay, love you. Bye.